Well, you're bound to see a shot like this. Somebody's given you a shot that's been incorrectly lit. The characters are lit okay, but the green screen has no light on it at all. It's just a blank green wall behind them. And not only that, it's not even evenly lit. It's shadowed here on this side and it's lighter over here. So we've got all these contrasts, which are to our advantage. At least we've got them lit right. So we are able to pull some kind of an edge, but it's going to be very difficult to try to do it in one pass. So if we tried to just use key light on this, tried to pick an even area there, and say we go to our screen mat, we can see what we're up against here. If we try to choke that up, we have to keep going and going and going until the noise goes away and we try to bring everything back. Then we're going to have some real problems around the edges on her, and we're going to be getting this harsh outline on him. And then we'd have to try to shrink it down and try to soften it up, and then we're going to get a bunch of noise. So the best way to tackle something like this is to separate them out and treat them as two separate mats. So that's what I've done, is I've gone through here and I've created a mask for each character, and that follows them along in there. So as they move, the mask moves along with them. And I've done the same with the girl, and I've got two different settings for each one. So on him, if we look at the screen mat, and with her we look at the screen mat, we can see our numbers are a little different here in the clip black and clip white areas, because they have to be handled differently. They've got a little different background behind each one, and their characteristics are a little different. She's got more flowing hair, and he's got sharper lines on the clean edges of his shirt. So we have to treat them differently, so we have to key them out differently. So when you've got two people on one screen, or you've got a lot of activity going on one screen and the screen doesn't match across the whole width of the frame, then you have to cut it up into pieces and treat them all differently. That's the only way to get yourself out of the trouble there. So if we do a quick RAM preview here, okay, so we can see we got fairly decent edges. A little bit of noise still around her hair back in there, so I would have to kind of try to tweak that out a little more, and because that's just where there was just too dark in there. So I'd either roto that out if I had to, but I think I could probably adjust some of the plugin a little more. And of course, they both need to be color balanced to the background as well. But as far as dealing with inaccurate shots like that aren't lit right, or they're lit unevenly, your best approach is to cut them up into pieces and then treat each section separately to try to get the best edges that you can for each element.